So I just kind of want to talk about how I love my life. And I have come to the realization that I really do love my life. And come on, little boy. That is such a huge accomplishment for me because not too long ago, I don't think I could say that. Like, I genuinely couldn't say it. And I love my kids, and they've played a huge role into that. But it isn't just about my kids anymore that I'm realizing. Because I love myself, because I love protecting my peace, because I love... Wow, you're back in here. Because I love my strengths as much as my weaknesses, I am seeing me for who I truly am. This bug. I've been able to see me for me, and it has genuinely allowed me to be able to say, I really, really love my life. And all of that to say, if you need to make some changes, if you need to do some things that no one understands, if you have to stop talking to people, if you have to just, really stop talking to people, no explanation needed, if you have to stop talking to people and then give an explanation and whether they did understand it or not, just do whatever makes you happy, not what instantly gratifies you in the moment, but what genuinely is there to protect your peace. And when you start moving like that, you start moving in alignment with things that are more geared towards you and your heart center. And you will then be able to say that you love your life because you are living truly and authentically as you. Like truly and authentically. Gosh, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful at all the things that come my way now, and I'm able to see it as a blessing and a lesson, not a curse or something that is trying to penalize me. I'm seeing the removal of friends and family as a blessing, not a sad thing, not a bad thing. Yes, sometimes you might have to mourn those spaces, those people held in your life for a bit, but the overall picture, when you realize and you look at yourself and you see how much more you're not crying, when you see how much more you're able to give yourself grace because you took that first step in doing what was needed to be done for you to be able to truly respect and honor yourself, which then translates back as self-love. A lot of people are lacking self-love because they're not honoring themselves. They're not honoring their deep calls. They're falling into things that give instant gratification, that give instant, pleasure, instant financial gain. But they are morally inadept as a person. They are morally and ethically corrupt as a person because they can't stand truly in who they are, no matter what it might mean, no matter what the seasons might look like. I remember there were seasons where I just cried and I cried and I cried, and I just was in this kind of what would seem to be very dark energy, but I knew that I needed to transmute what I had been going through, what I was going through, what I have previously been through. And even as I was so unsure and so scared and didn't know what was going on, I was able to still be able to intuitively move through what I was going through and stayed true to myself, no matter how crazy I might have felt, no matter how crazy I may have looked to other people who were in my circle trying to support me and didn't know how, people who were in my circle who were saying that they were supporting me, but they were just looking at me like I was crazy, you know? Or pretending to be there for me, but really just enjoying the space that I was in because it made them feel better, because they didn't want to look inwards to be able to unleash the shadows that were within them. You know, people talk about inner demons like there's something outside of themselves, when it's nothing outside of yourself, honey. It's something that was created. It was something that was created. And are you going to become friends with your inner demons and love on them and give them the grace and the understanding that they deserve? Or are you going to put on the rose-colored glasses, as they would say, and act like it's something outside of yourself? Even if there's anything that I've said in this video that triggered you, that made you feel some type of way, and triggered can be good and bad. Triggered can be something that made you think something, go, oh wow, or triggered could be something that made you feel anger, feel doubt, feel unsure, and something that you thought you were so 10 toes down in. That has something to do with an inner shadow that needs to be illuminated. And I hope that everyone who's truly reaching for enlightenment, self-enlightenment, that you go within and you start doing what needs to be done for yourself. You start doing the things that will align you with your inner being, with your inner truth, so you can walk in your truth. Because there are so many people who are being deprived from you not walking in your truth. There are so many people, while you're entertaining these things over here that you feel like you should be doing right now, that you think you should be doing right now, but really you're just ignoring that itch, that calling, that pull on the inside. You're denying other people the right to be able to be illuminated, to be enlightened, to be triggered in you living your truth and being in your truth. You know, don't do that. You are so much brighter than that. You are more expansive than that. You are greater than that. You take up so much more space. And that's what I'm realizing about myself. I take up so much more space. I take up so much more space than I have allowed myself to in the past couple of years, because of other projections of other people and things that they thought that they could not do for themselves. Liberate yourself. Free yourself. Align yourself. Protect your inner peace. And move out of alignment. Move out of the things that make you feel love, that make you feel peace, that make you feel like you are the badass being that you are, you know? Okay? This was a short little channeling / share and tell. Because I know that someone can gain something from this. There's someone who can gain something from this. Someone who's afraid to take that leap. Someone who's afraid to chop their hair off because they want to do it, just because, even though everybody else is saying, girl, you done did that 1,000 times. Stop. Do it. Someone who wants to grow their hair out, even though their texture isn't the most socially acceptable. Girl, grow your hair out because you love your hair. Someone who doesn't want to walk in their true power, in their true being, who they are. Pursue that career, pursue that dream, pursue that hobby because they're so fixated on what they think they should be doing, what society tells them they should be doing. Okay? That's what this video is for. Be blessed.